Hey everyone, welcome. We're going to get started in a minute here, and we're going to go through till 1 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do some top-down analysis on gold, and the NASDAQ Discord is already in a buy, and it's already up profit up to 120 pips, and I'll just break that trade down, okay? So we'll get started in just a minute here.
Recording in progress.
Hey everybody, welcome to Stocks Numbers Trading. Thank you for joining. My name is Ron, my partner is Dave. It's 10:54 a.m. Eastern, almost 11 a.m. Remember that new hourly candle is about to open in about 5-6 minutes. And yesterday that started some volume. So if you are in a trade or looking to take trade, just keep in mind that new hourly candle. It's a very important hourly candle because it's setting us up for coming out of Wall Street, all of the North American news normally at 10 a.m. And then it gets us set up for the lunch period in Wall Street and then going into the close of the daily candle. Okay, so it's a different type of volume. This post New York, some traders hate it, some traders love it, but it gives us another opportunity to look at some type of trading other than just trading New York, Tokyo, or London. Gives us a different look at the markets. Okay, guys, so today's focus will be gold and NASDAQ. And we'll break things down. So let's just go over today's quick news. Lots going on, a lot of news, a lot of low impact news. Donald Trump spoke this morning. You can see he's in there at 6 a.m. Eastern. President Trump spoke, and he was speaking with an interview conducted by Fox Business. So he was speaking in there. Again, anytime Trump speaks, you guys have to, all of us, we got to use proper risk management because the markets can be volatile, because he can speak about anything about the markets. So we have to be very careful anytime Trump is speaking, okay? And then throughout the day, we had today crude oil inventories, because it is, they release every single Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. So these are week over week inventories. And there's a lot of news regarding crude oil lately. If you guys are sleeping, maybe you didn't hear about it, but there's a lot going on with Iran and the Strait of Hormuz and that part of the world over there. Tonight, guys, okay, so for our session, we don't have much going on. Some speakers, British speakers, Swiss speakers, chairman, NZD, so not regarding us. Won't affect us. We also have Bowman speaking today from the FOMC. Again, we'll probably be done the call at that time. Beige book will be released, but nothing major, okay? If you are going to be trading later, tonight's Tokyo session, just keep in mind you do have some Australian and some Chinese news later. Earnings-wise, there was nothing. Basically just continuing pre-market with the big banks in the United States and great earnings, great revenues. Those are exceeding estimates and beating revenues. So big banks in the US are doing phenomenal. Keep an eye tomorrow on Netflix after hours has their earnings. I asked yesterday if you guys think Netflix will beat their earnings, will be a disappointment. Most of you guys said that they would beat their earnings. So we'll see tomorrow in the after hours, okay? Just some news right now. Aurora Cannabis over here buys Safari Flower Company in a $26.5 million deal. If you guys remember, the big three that started cannabis trading and launched everything in Canada were Canopy Growth Corporation, Aurora, and Afria were the three biggest, and now they've kind of all merged, and they've accumulated a lot of smaller craft cannabis companies and bigger producers, and the cannabis industry is dead right now. There's no volume, but we'll see if things pick up in the United States. If they federally legalize, then can wake up these securities again, okay? Iranian oil arrives in India just ahead of US waiver expiry. Guys, if you're looking for, some investments in the future, or like some securities to trade. EV, electric vehicles, could see a rebound amid rising gas and new federal consumer rebates. So in North America, I know Canada and the US, if you're buying like an electric vehicle, a Tesla, for example, there's new federal consumer rebates. You can get maybe like $5,000 rebate if you purchase an EV. And then plus with the prices of fuel right now, maybe electric is a viable option for someone, you know, looking to save. So I'm thinking about that too. So I'm going to be doing an analysis myself this weekend on Tesla and see how things are moving. Maybe I might look for some call options on Tesla for a couple months out, or got to look at when is Tesla going to have earnings. Is anything going on? So that's how you got to prepare if you want to look on the stock and option side. And as I'm speaking, Tesla is up 4.9% to $382 a share. So Tesla is up 5%. If we were trading call options, that would have a dramatic increase. If you took a call option and you hit the strike price, you would be up quite a bit right now. So, but we got to look continuing into the future. Okay, robots, drones could slash. Did anybody see RGTI and QCOM, quantum computing? These things are up like 30-40% in the last 2 days. So you got to also look what is moving the markets, what is happening. That's how you can look to invest or trade the stock markets. And don't forget, guys, next week, starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday will be our 6-day stock and options boot camp. So all of the lifetimers, you guys are enrolled, and everyone else at SST, if you guys want to extend your membership or upgrade, you're welcome to. You do get the 3-month premium, a one-on-one with myself, and the 6-day boot camp for a very reasonable price. And anyone on YouTube, if you guys want to join, you guys are welcome to join, okay? What else we got going on? So that's our news. Keep up with the news. Discord, guys. Okay, so a couple signals were sent out today. Commodities, there was one, gold right over here, 48.20. Maybe we'll be looking at these levels. So it's moving. You can see some volume barcoding and moving up. Could come back, break even, retest this, but we'll do a top down. We'll watch it. The big one was on indices, right over here, long on NASDAQ. Reaching 120 pips. So you can see we had resistance right here. We had resistance right over here at 5 a.m. Resistance right there at 8 a.m. And then you can see now Wall Street opens making higher low, higher low, higher low. It is ascending. And then we get some closing volume confirmed, and then it came back down with the volatility of Wall Street, but then you see the big bullish bar coming right back up and closing again right where our signal is at 25,900, and you can see it kind of just nicely moved, making higher highs, pullbacks for 120 pips. So if you got the NASDAQ signal, congratulations, guys. I'll be breaking that down over here. This is the signal. Okay, so over here, you can see where we had the resistance. There was the closing bar at 9:35. Okay, you can see 9:30 was a little bit mixed. If you wait for that first 5-minute candle, it's a spin top. Then it came back up and closed above. Did have that initial push. 9:40 came down. Then the new 15-minute candle, 9:45, bullish ignited candle closing above 50%. Then we got another candle at 9:50 closing. And then anywhere around here, you can see how they came down, came back up, volume closing above. And that's where our signal, if you got it, continuing to move up. What you can be doing now is like a trailing stop loss. See this big 50, this structural bar right here, closing above everything, cut it in half. It did dip down, but you see that bullish ignited candle continued at 1040, coming back up. You can cut that bullish ignited candle in half. Now we got closing volume above those two equal high wicks, and it could use it as support, and it's continuing to drive right now. So NASDAQ is driving now 140 pips. So if you guys like signals, trade ideas, we do have these available at SST to help you guys out. And that's one on NASDAQ. Okay. And guys, there's a free Telegram channel. Thank you to everyone on YouTube. Pinned at the top of YouTube for you guys. Here's our YouTube sessions. They come also with the upcoming to give you guys advanced 24-hour notice when we're going live. Dave was live with the in New York with the snipers today. Caught some gold longs after taking an L. So sometimes you take an L, but it's how you recover in trading as well. So nice recovery with you guys in the Zoom earlier today. Just some day-to-day news with the COT report. This is the Commitment of Traders Report summary. This is institutional positioning. So there's something about DXY, the US dollar index, something about WTI crude and gold. The inflation hedge bid, net long exposure remains near recent highs. Institutional traders are treating the 47.20, 47.50 zone as a no trade zone for shorts, favoring the long-term debasement play. Yep, there's the link, guys. If you want to join up for our stock and options bootcamp, you're welcome. Send us an email because there's only a couple more days left, and then we're going to close it up and get everyone ready, okay? And join this free Telegram. Thank you, guys. And also, if you want to join the team, here's your, just email us. We'll send you a new promo code because I believe the other one expired. We'll send you another one so you guys can get in, okay? So with the 3-month premium plan, you get the signals, you get the private Discord, you get all the education on the website, you get all of our live sessions, Zoom sessions, private Zoom sessions, and everything else we do at SST, and the 6-day bootcamp and a one-on-one with myself, all for $250, which is, in my opinion, a good deal. Because you will learn, you'll get a one-on-one, and you'll have all the education and the team to support you, okay? And blogs, take advantage of our blogs, guys. There's a lot of good blogs in here. Whatever you're wondering about, there's something that you can learn about, okay? And then finally, guys, thank you guys so much for hitting the likes and subscribing. You guys are very, very nice. We like that. Thank you, guys. If you're learning and you're gaining value from our channel, continue to subscribe, and let's get into this. You guys remember yesterday? Oh my goodness. Okay, remember the buy? I was in a buy. And right here, the end of the call, 12:55, we ended the call. I manually stopped myself out. Remember, my stop loss was below this green zone, and had I kept it, I would have been in the money. But I ended up closing it prematurely. The call ended 1 p.m. The new hourly candle came in. It was bullish, came back up there, closed, and then 105. Oh my goodness. Just broke out, bullish ignited, and that was the volume I was looking for. That was the break I was looking for. But you see how slowly the market comes down, and then when it picks up that big order, then it gets out of there. It's difficult to time exactly when they're going to do that, but time and sales, now you're seeing like back testing, you're seeing when they do it at the new hourly candle. That's why when we started this call at 11, I reminded everyone a new hourly candle. So that's when that happened. And guys, remember the red line, okay? So the red line where I got it from, watch that call previous, it broke above. Look at where it came to my white hourly right there. The resistance was at 48.32, rejected down, and then it used that previous red resistance as support where it consolidated. Another bullish engulfing candle continued to drive, and then you see how it moved up, and then it's using the hourly as support if you were continuing to trade it. Then finally it made its way all the way up to our daily point of interest, and that's where the big volume was at that yellow line, 48.60. Then it started to make its way down. There's a clean double top. That's what I mean, a clean double top. It came up. Look at the bodies right there, come back down, neckline, same bodies, and then the closing bar. That's where you could have took a short, and this is where we're trading at right now. So some of you guys messaged me on Discord and after the call, and some of you guys messaged on YouTube, said, Ron, I'm still in. I didn't get stopped out when you exited. I still held it and made some good profit. So congratulations, guys. That is fantastic, okay? But sometimes trades work out, sometimes they don't, but like right now we got gold dropping right now. When did it start? 11 a.m. So slowly it was coming down, consolidating, coming back up, back down. And then you see the two big body candles are at 11 a.m. Eastern. So please, guys, learn what is the hourly, how important that is for scalpers. Whether you're scalping 1 minute, 5 minute, 15-minute candles, always recognize when you're going into a new hour, okay? You don't even have to be in a trade, but it's important to understand that bigger volume comes into the market, okay? And then you could base trades off of the new hour, okay? We'll do a full top-down analysis on gold, and then we'll get right into it, okay, guys? So thanks, everyone, for joining. Welcome, everyone. Christoph, Mohammed, welcome. Conrad, Thank you guys. Christoph, yesterday gold took off after we ended the call. I hope I got it. I didn't. I got stopped out. I didn't get it, unfortunately, but that's okay. Dennis, welcome. Samuel, thank you for joining. Justin, welcome. Good morning, brother. Sergio, thank you for joining. Yep, Justin, Tesla is supposed to be releasing new models soon, those cheaper models. Elon Musk was saying he wants to get those models down to 30,000. He's been saying that for multiple years, but maybe now he needs to actually commit to it because he's got a lot of competition now. Those Chinese BYD EVs, those things are really nice and they're priced really good. So he's gonna have to. He's got some competition now. Before, when he started, he was the only one on the block, so he could kind of adjust prices to how he wanted it. But now with competition, he's got to start to compete now. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, we definitely need to be looking at Tesla call options in the near future. Okay, and everyone on YouTube, thank you guys for joining from the top. Seraphim, welcome. Thank you for joining. Tony Gold, thank you. Grand Rising to you, brother. Welcome. Romario, welcome, brother. Northand Scoozer, I think I got it now. Afternoon, welcome. Arun, thank you, guys. I'm doing good. How are you guys doing? Welcome, guys. Okay, so if you guys are ready, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's do a quick daily top-down analysis. I'm hoping that you guys maybe already have it done and ready to go, okay? So, I don't need to do all-time high area up here. I can just start to focus over here if I was really getting into it. But I know we might have someone on the call who's brand new. So, again, this is not, I don't think gold is going to come to an all-time high today. So this might be unnecessary to do on a 2-hour scalp live session. We need to maybe more focus on this area, okay? But I would just want to show you guys that's the all-time high. That's our all-time high zone of sellers, and you can see how they are pushing it down right now. Okay, so I'm just figuring out some other daily points of interest from that all-time high where we came down, we pushed, and that wick created some support. Look at the number 4,400 down, 4,400 down here. Look at the number of our all-time high, 5,600. Again, it's at those psychological numbers, okay? So I know you guys are learning all about psychological numbers. Again, if you're on our call with us on a daily basis, I'm sure you've heard me repeat over and over and over and over all about psychological numbers, how important they are, okay? So that's a good point. If we come back down and sell below there, good point of interest. Look at the number, 4,100. Where we moved up off of this bounce to those bodies, we got a body, ignited body, and a retest wick at the exact location at those opening balances, and the number is 4,650. Beautiful, nice psychological numbers. And where we continue to push up, there's a resistance again, 5,100. Now we pushed all the way down. Okay, you saw that one Monday where the market was dropping. It could have been a black Monday, but Donald Trump tweeted at 7:03 a.m. Eastern, we were trading it live, said everything is all good at the Strait of Hormuz. And then the market reacted, and so far it's pushing back up. It came back down, and we're slowly making our way back up, but a little bit of choppiness in here. So where are we getting our chop? What I got to do is look at those bodies. Body. This body closed below. It used the yellow line as resistance. We shot down. That Wednesday on the futures, we were trading it where it was really bullish, but then it got rejected later on and came back down. And how do I remember these days? Because that's why trading, guys, on a daily basis, you're going to know, okay, I remember trading this candle. I remember this day. I remember what happened that day. So when you're trading every single day, and you're on a specific security, like you're not hopping from gold to NASDAQ to US 30, back to GBP, JPY, and then back to, you're just constantly on one security, and you understand its behavior, you understand its patterns. I remember this day, Monday, where it was very bearish. I remember the exact hour where it caught that wick and it came all the way back up, and this is in your memory. So it just like you're basically charting in your head when you don't even have to look at a chart. You can tell me a day of the week and I can tell you what gold was doing, because that's, if you're doing this on a daily basis, you should understand what you're doing, right? So look at off of that big rejection on Monday, start the week. Look at Tuesday, how bullish ignited it was. Remember where we were trading in here yesterday, where it was trying to break these wicks? that 4,800, and it broke. Then 1 p.m. is where we got that massive volume. And then look at what the daily candle did yesterday. So let's follow this. This is a daily point of interest for this week. That's where we closed on Monday. That's the bullish ignited open yesterday. 47.40. Place an alert here, because if it ever comes back down here, again, buyers could be at this location. 47.40, 47.50, right in here, okay? That's why I placed an alert. I don't know if it's going to come back down today, tomorrow, Friday, or next week, but whenever it comes down, it could, on the lower time frames, find a bounce and come back up. If the lower time frames close below there and they use that yellow daily point of interest, 47.40 as resistance, then we might be selling back down to fill our Monday open wick. Okay, so I have an alert there. I sit back and I wait for it. But there's other volume going on up here. Okay, so I just want everyone to know we did this yesterday from that point of interest. Okay, right there. That's a red zone. You see when it came back in and it pushed down. So that same zone, what I do is I stretch it into the future. So I can see now Wednesday makes sense why we came in there and then it rejected back down. Yesterday, look, we closed right inside of there. So when we dissect yesterday's candle and going into today, it should make sense. So we're still in there. We came up today. That was our high, but we're coming right back down. Okay. So this is still a red zone. Technically, it is still a red zone. It's still our neckline. So when we look at the overall pattern, we see the daily came down. This is a double bottom. It came down, back up, back down, double bottom. But what you can do is when you're doing an overall analysis, you can consider it all one bottom. All of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. Consider it all one bottom. And now we're coming right back up. Consider this red zone all one top. There was a top, there was a wick. We came inside it today. It's still a red zone, okay? So technically, we should be coming down, right? We should be at least maybe retesting where I have the alert at that yellow line. If that doesn't hold, then our weekly low when we started, we'll test. If that doesn't hold, then maybe we got to come and trade into 50% of this blue candle, because I can see a wick there, a wick there, a wick there. So cut it in half, right? If you want to continue to go down like you're walking downstairs, each one of these are stairs, okay? But each one of these could be also support. It could come down here, get support, and go back up. It could come down here and get support and go back up. But you see how this is a ceiling, this is a floor, this is a floor, this is a ceiling. Wherever the volume is, it's either a resistance or a supporting level, okay? Now let's follow yesterday's volume. Okay, let's move. Remember, oh man, when I manually stopped myself out and then I saw that big bullish candle, it hurt to see that, but I was happy to see that some of you guys still held it. Okay, it was very bullish yesterday. So that was our close, 48.50, and then we pushed down and we closed right. Sorry, that was our high and we closed right there. So let's mark right now our closing balance and our opening balance. 48.40, okay? And it was initially bullish at the open, okay? So it was blue. It was blue. It broke yesterday's wick. It broke Wednesday's wick last week. So it was bullish, bullish, bullish. It got up to there. So this is our high of the day at 48.70. So I mark it with a purple line. And then I see, did it break above that wick? It did. So we got a new high, but it did not break. See where those bodies are? See that 48.77? We still have those bodies right there holding the market down. So we're still transacting in this red zone. It came up there strong today earlier when the daily candle opened. We'll go, when we dissect it, when we go into the hourly and 5 minute, we can see exactly what time it was. So now it got rejected. Sellers are offering, pushing it down back to the opening balance. The candle has now flipped bearish, where now sellers are controlling the candle, pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down. And look at where we got our low of the day right now. So that's my other purple line. At 4785 is my low of the day. If we now just look at the bullish structural candle that closed above all of this, if you just get your Fibonacci tool from the open and close from yesterday, you can see our wick is right in that golden pocket, golden zone, point of control, 382,618. And then right there's the 50%. So if I was looking at like this, it's still technically holding the point of control from yesterday's blue candle. Okay, so we came in there, we made our low of the day right in the point of control, and now the buyers are activated and they're pushing it right back up. So we've got a uphill battle to continue to push this black candle, flip and drive, but because this black volume could continue to come down and transact in this green zone. If the daily candle closes below here, we can flip this red, then maybe tomorrow will be a black day on gold. But if it continues to consolidate and hold here, we could be flagging to break this big red area. And then we could have a short squeeze like we did yesterday on the 5 minutes, breaking just like how we did yesterday at the end of the call where that big bullish candle broke out. Consider this the same pattern. If we have that, there's a lot of orders up here, a lot of liquidity. We could really break right through here, and look at this, it's just a big black candle. So we could literally fill like right to the point of it, right to 5,000. Getting right up there, filling that big candle behind. Okay, but right now there's a wall. There's a wall. They're holding it. They're pushing it down, but we have higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So it is building. It's ascending. But right now we found our wall. This is where things can get tough to break or choppy. So if we see a choppy session this afternoon, we can attribute it exactly to where we're trading right now. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, everyone. Now from the daily, what I like to do is break it down to the hourly increments so we can see exactly what hour did. So I see today right there. That's when we hit our high of the day right there. That was the hourly candle. It opened. It was 2100. Okay. That's 9 p.m. That was the futures market. Then we get some volume at 10 p.m. It was blue, but you see it's a big wick to fill. It was blue, and then they rejected it back down, and it was a bearish engulfing candle. You could cut this hourly candle in half, and it's continuing to push down. Now I see 11, I see midnight, 1 a.m. bearish, 2 a.m. Here's London. London had no volume. It's a small doji candle. 4 a.m. was bullish. Again, lower highs, lower highs. Look how they're pushing it down. They really pushed it down at 5 a.m. That's when we came in. We made the lowest point of the day, and then got the wick coming right back up. And now we're building at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Look at 8 a.m. That's when we had some news, and Comex, small candle, really opened up at 9 a.m. So we can see now our hourly is still a lower high. Okay, so let's mark our hourly because it got rejected in the red zone. What we can do is at the bodies, if you like, white line at the bodies, look at the number 4828. Or if you want to get more consistent, like you can see, there's 4 wicks there. There's a wick there, a wick there, a wick there, and a wick there. 4830. Let's keep it at 4830. So you can see that the hourly resistance is below our daily point of interest, and we're still in that big daily red zone. So you see how the sellers are still pushing it down, but it's building on the way back up. We could be coming literally trading in this green box and see if it builds back up. So now when I look at the hourly pattern, what do I see? I see all this, I consider it one leg up. I don't go all the way up to the wick because I see it rejected. More of the volume is right there. Consider that the top. One leg, we were talking, one leg, one wave. Now it's coming down with the next wave. Right here, the bearish wave. You can come all the way down there, but I like to stay where the bodies are. So then it's coming back up. See, notice how it didn't come all the way back up? Make a new high. It's a lower high on the hourly. And now they're pushing it back down. So it could continue to drop, but it could build, and then we could be building like maybe a double bottom here on the hourly, and then to build, and there's our W pattern to break 4830. Then we break, we could get up to 4840, and that's our daily point of interest. If we get hourly volume, for example, closing above, we could use this as support, that as support to continue to fill us up to the daily high. Okay, but it's also coming down. Okay, it's also coming down. So you've got to be careful. And a lot of volume has been trading in here. Bearish, bullish, bearish, could go bullish, could come down bearish. That's that sideways action, but this is how it looks on the hourly. Okay. Now, when we go into the 5 minutes, these are 5-minute candles. I can see exactly now the 5-minute candle that hit exactly what time it was, 9:15, came up there, pushed right back down. There's that nice little double top dropping, consolidating, continue to push down. I can see now exactly what time it was when we hit our lowest point of the day. It was 5:45 a.m. Eastern. Then we started to move back up. See the hourly resistance holding there. That was at 10 a.m. and then it brought it down. So now we've got our 5-minute candles just trading in here. We are on a slope coming down from here. can see it's sloping down. So we're in a 5-minute trend coming down. You can see lower low, bearish flag, lower highs, lower low. Now we're just going black, black, blue, black. Okay, but where do we have majority of the 5-minute volume? Right here. See where it kind of bottomed out in here? So I'm going to place a buy alert. Well, not a buy alert, just an alert, but I'm looking to buy if gold comes right back down to here, 47.90, 47.95. So I'm just going to put an alert. And the reason being, because I see a lot of 5-minute support right there. I see the big liquidity grab that created the lowest point of the day, but since then it's been moving up. Now it's coming back down. So if they want to continue to respect the lowest point of the day, maybe it comes in here, sellers will sell, and then buyers will pick it up there and bring it back up. Okay, but if we lose this, right, then we could continue. If we lose this, we could continue to test the lowest point of the day, and then the daily candle is continuing to push bearish, and then we start breaking down, trading below this green box to the yellow line. That's a massive zone. So what we do is we come back, look at, there was a double bottom. So just mark it with a line if you like right there. See what I mean? Like it came down, back up, down, back up. Okay. Someone's going to say, well, Ron, there's 3 bottoms in there. I understand. I get what you're saying. There's 1, there's 2, and 3, and then it goes up. Perfect. If that's the way you see it, that's fine. You are absolutely correct. Or if you want to just look at it like this, because I'm not scalping this individual candles right now. So I want the bigger picture. I see it came down one time. The neckline is there. All of this double bottom in there is another second bottom. And then there's the bigger leg. That makes it more clear for me to see. And it's still technically bullish. If you see 3 bottoms, it's bullish. I see 2 bottoms, it's bullish. It's to tell us that the market stopped right there. And they held it, and then they pushed it up. So if it breaks our lowest point of the day, maybe again, it will stop and hold there, okay? And then what I can do is I can also look backwards, the same zone, same line actually, resistance, turn to support, little liquidity grab. It tried to break it down, but it recovered and came back up. That was the massive liquidity grab at Tuesday at 6:30, and then it held and continued push up. So there was support. In the future, if we ever come down, could be support there as well, okay? Now we just got to continue watching what's going on in here. Okay, so we know that we have a big red zone above us. It's below the daily point of interest. Hourly resistance is pushing down. 5 minutes are pushing down, but now we're getting maybe into here, okay? If we don't come in here and let's say it finds a bottom right now, it's coming down. We got to come back up. That's the neckline we have to test on the 5 minutes. We got to get volume closing above 4810 because there's a body, and a body. I don't see any blue candles closing above this. So that could be, we could come up and then that could be our resistance. Maybe it pushes us back down. Could be like a double bottom or comes lower. But let's say, for example, it's like this. Then that second leg could break through here. We could, and then so on and so forth. And then we're just dissecting our way back up and moving up, okay? So right now, if you ask me, 5 minutes are bearish, but if you ask me overall, gold is bullish on the higher time frames, right? This is all higher lows. That was a higher low. This could be a higher low, right? But right now it's pushing down from the highest point of the day. There's a lower high. See the hourly? It's having a difficult time breaking that hourly, okay? Does that analysis help you guys out? Do you guys now understand like my thought process, the way how I trade? How I wait for things, set some alerts. Now, to complement everything, I add an indicator. Okay, so let's guess right now. I don't know where the 9 EMA is. Do you think this volume, the 9 EMA is above or below this volume? I'm just going to guess, saying the 9 EMA is, this volume is below the 9 EMA. That's me just guessing, okay? Okay, I'm correct. Why did I guess that? Because I can see we're in a 5-minute bear trend, and that's why I said that, right? It's a 5-minute trend is coming down. The 9 EMA is a shorter EMA. It's not like a 200 EMA, okay? If I now say the 200 EMA, I'm going to assume that the volume is above the 200 EMA, higher time frame. I was wrong. You see, we just had a golden crossover, okay? I thought the 200 EMA would be, down here supporting this, but it's actually a physical now I see a golden crossover. So now this is where the short EMA crosses the long one, and this signals a bearish trend. So it's bearish right now. So if we pull back, like if we find some buyers, we could be, finding that resistance here or here, and then they push it right back down. Okay. So that's now when I add indicators. Another one is I like to add my SST daily bar indicator. We've been using it on the 15 minutes lately. I can change this to whatever time frame we want. 15. I like traditionally to put it higher than the time frame I'm trading. So a 15-minute, 30-minute, a 1 hour, a daily, whatever you like. If you like this, you just go to the settings. I'm sorry, wrong one. Settings right here. See how I have it on the 15-minute? Some traders prefer it to be on the daily, and then they get the like look at the daily. Okay, then I know where it opens right there. I know the highest price, and then I can go back on my fives. I see right there. That's when it hit the highest point. I can see my opening price. I can see exactly what happened at 6 p.m. There it pushed down. Now we got all of this selling volume. That's when we came all the way down. That's where it hit the wick. So you see now, like if I'm buying, if I'm looking to buy, I got to know I'm still trading against this big bearish volume on daily. So it could come back up, but then you got to understand there's still big volume that could absorb, offer, and continue pushing down. Okay. So that's what makes trading kind of difficult on the low time frames, high time frames, because you might be focusing on a higher time frame, and then short term is a little different. That's why you got to know if you're trading against a trend, you pip and dip, you get your pips and then regroup unless it closes below critical levels. Okay, so that's how the daily is right now. Again, the daily bar, I'm going to put it on the 15-minute, and we can follow the 15s. Okay, and then you're going to see how it gets. Look how much smaller it is, because now it's just representing the 15-minute candle from 11:15 to 11:30. We have a new 30 right now. It's 11:30, so we have a new 15-minute candle that just opened, and it's 11:30. So it's still bearish. Okay, so follow me, guys. That was a big bearish candle. Okay, did it close below this level right here? It closed below, right at it. Okay, so it just came right into our zone. And you see that quick wick, okay? So as soon as it just came in there, it just activated all those pending orders. Okay, sometimes you got to be fast. And look how it just broke out of there. I'm not saying if you entered that or not, but I'm just showing you how it came right in there. It activated all those pending orders, and then it just came up 50 pips. But that was in the first 45 seconds. The candle is 5-minute candle. So as it came up, maybe it captured more offers and ready to come back down. Okay, so if you want to trade right away, that's fine. But if you want to physically wait for the candle to close, you can wait as well. Okay, so you see it came up, it's still lower high. Now they're pushing it right back down. Okay, so it could break and come lower. If it breaks, the only wick supporting the move is right here at 6:25 a.m. Eastern. Okay, and then that's our low of the day. See, now it's still bearish. So it bypassed, it got those initial pending orders, and now they're really liquidating the market. So let's see now if they sweep the liquidity below the lowest point of the day. Okay, now things are getting, you see, really intense. Okay, now another big wick coming back up. Okay, if we buy that, it could technically continue to come right back down. So let's wait for this bar to close. Let's wait for it. I know it's exciting. Some of you guys are buying and selling it. I'm going to wait and see exactly where this thing closes. I want to know how much liquidity they grabbed. Will it continue to close above the green box? Will it close black below? Because then I got to momentarily make that red. Okay, so you see now it's coming right back up. But now look at the volatility as well of the candle. The whole range, high to low. That's a 130 pip candle. Okay, it's rather volatile. But one thing technically, they did not break the lowest point of the day. Okay? They did not break the lowest point of the day yet. I'm just going to check my spreads. I got a half pip spread, not bad. Lukeman, good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you for joining. NASDAQ, guys, if you're following NASDAQ, again, if you were to come up to 50% right there, if you had a trailing stop loss, you're stopped out right there, but it ended up moving that Discord buy signal 160 pips. That could literally be your daily goal for the NASDAQ buy signal. Okay, so we came deep into here. Let's go to the hourly so I can show you what's going on. See the hourly, the big hourly candle, 11 a.m. This one still has 26 minutes to go. But when it came in there, it went back up, came in there, started that, came deep down in here again, and we got a wicks. So we have a lot of wicks in here. Now, there, and there, okay? So if you're an hourly trader, maybe wait for this 26 minutes to close. Maybe we'll close back above here. You get a nice double bottom the next hour. Maybe we'll close back down here and it continues to push through. We're watching it on the 5s. Okay, so now we're coming right back to maybe the opening balance with 1 minute to go. Okay, look at where we're potentially going to close. Some of you guys use RSI. RSI is oversold. It came all the way down to 27 where we picked up that wick near the lowest point in the day. Some traders just trade when things get oversold, but it could still get you in trouble because it could further drop down, okay? So when we look at the overall picture, bigger picture, all of this one bottom, that's the huge neckline, but also this shoulder, okay, right there, coming all the way right back down. So if we keep volume again above this green line, we could build our way to be bullish to come back up to here. If that's our resistance to get up to there, that's resistance to get all the way up to there. So this candle is closing now in 20 seconds. Very, very volatile candle. And we're right back, right at 4,800. Okay, guys, thank you, guys, 300 viewers. If you guys like that top-down analysis, if it makes sense, hit the like. So I know, just hit the like so I know. Like there's 330 viewers. If there's only 50 likes after the call, then I know that the analysis did not help you. If it helped you, hit the like. Then if there's 300 likes, I know all 300 of you guys understand the analysis. See now how it came down, grabbed all that liquidity, but failed to break the lowest point of the day. So buyers are still holding it. They rejected it back up, and it closed exactly right here again, right at the screen. So it's going blue. You could be in a buy if you like that, okay? Otherwise, or we got to watch to see even just a blue candle to make a new higher high, okay? Because if we buy this, they could slam it right back down on us, okay? It happens. I know someone's going to say, well, Ron, that was a big rejection and it closed strong. I understand that. But you know how many times I've traded that too? And then I went in and then they slammed me back down. Okay. So what we need to see is one physical blue candle. Even if you're in a trade or not in a trade, we got to see it come back up and maybe fill that wick just to create a new high. Because if what it does is, you guys won't believe what it does. It's more important. If it does that, then we're going to get more and more pending buyers situating coming in here. Just if it creates a new high. So now it's coming up, but let's see if it creates a new high. Okay, that would be a nice if you bought the continuation, but I didn't. So what we got to do is continue to see what's going on. Okay, so they got up to that wick. I'm very technical. Is it equal or is it a new higher high? Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Okay, the market will show me if it breaks for a high. It's equal. It's equal right at 4,800 on the dot. 479986, 4,800 right there. Okay, those are technical equal highs. So they're holding this blue volume down momentarily. So when it comes back down, it refuels itself. Let's see if we get a proper break for a new high. So now we got like some consolidated volume, some trapped volume. Black, blue. So if I'm going with a consolidated zone, somewhere right around in here. So this could be the first start of the bottom, right? We always say the second bottom is the better bottom, bigger volume, okay? So I go bar by bar, candle by candle when I'm analyzing, okay? Some traders don't do this. They just trade any candle. They see a blue candle and they get excited and they buy it. I get excited too, but I still remain doing what I got to do. I see it came down, it's coming back up. What if they push it back down? Then I want to see like a double bottom there to break and then get us up to here. But it might do it just on this blue candle. That's fine. If it does it, then I decide that this is not the neckline. The neckline will be maybe a little higher. Okay. So what's happening now is, we talked about this the other day. If you measure this rejection wick, it's an 80 pip rejection, okay? And then you take the rejection wick and you place it at the bullish ignited candle, continuing. We should technically maybe redistribute up to there. Do you guys understand what I just did there? That's just like how you can figure out how much volume is being redistributed. If you're a scalper, this is handy. It's handy to do this, because then you'll know exactly how many pips you could be getting without guessing. So what I do is, let me repeat this. Pay attention to those that weren't listening. You measure the wick, the large rejection wicks, not a small one. Who gives a shit about a small one? The big liquidity wicks. Okay, see how I just measured it from the bottom to where it closed? It's roughly 80 pips. And then you see how the next candle opened basically bullish ignited? So that is showing me all of that they picked up, they're redistributing it on this candle. Okay, don't ask me what this is called, what term this is. I don't know. It's just me watching candlesticks on a daily basis, and I see this over and over. If you want to make a fancy name for it, I don't care. Okay, if there is an institutional name or there's a new strategy, what it's called, and someone's telling you this, I don't know. I'm just telling you facts. You measure a wick and then you can see the continuation, and you see how it's exactly, look at the distance. That's why your ruler is one of your best trading tools to have. You guys on Zoom, maybe YouTuber is sleeping, but do you guys understand what I mean by that? Okay, like similar here. If I measured this big rejection wick at the lowest point of the day and I took it up to the body, it's more effective on bullish ignited bodies. Like if I put it at the top of the zone, 90 pips. Did it come up there in this situation? It almost did, but didn't. Okay. When it got the second bottom, then it did. Okay. And look at where the rejection is. Okay. I don't make this stuff up. Okay. See, it's right up there. The same exact distance from the rejection, they redistributed. Okay. So now, again, it's bullish ignited. Okay. So it's continuing. The 15-minute candle's flipping. But this could be just one single bottom, guys, okay? So it came down, it's coming back up. So what I'm looking for is, where's the neckline, okay? Because if I buy now, then it could be the neckline and they push it down. So I would rather want to buy, if I want to buy, down somewhere down in here, okay? Like the buy went away from me, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, I missed it, okay? You guys can put an L in the chat, I don't care. I missed it. So what I'm trying to teach is, let's not just buy the high. I'm trying to teach us to wait patiently for it to come back down at least to here or to here, and then maybe we will get back in, okay? I missed this. So my trading strategy is, when I miss a trade, I don't just go to buy the high because I think it can go higher. You got to learn how to patiently wait for the pullback. Yeah, you want to call that the John Wick? Perfect. I love the John Wick series. Okay, we'll call this the John Wick. There we go. We got the name for it. These candles are called the John Wicks. The John Wick. Okay, so when you guys hear me say the John Wick, you guys know it's a big rejection candle, and continuing John Wick is redistributing to the upside. Samuel, I like that. John Wick's ice pick. Okay, see how we can coin these? Okay, guys, I'm selling the John Wick ice pick for $1,000 today. But you guys get it all for free. Okay, but just for learning purposes, okay? We are also here for education. I know you guys love buy, sell signals, but we're also here to educate. Do you guys see how this volume is being produced in here? Do you guys see the patterns, pattern recognition? When I say all of this cluster of all of this shit right here, that's a new term. Cluster of shit, okay? The cluster of shit term. Okay, right there. You see how all of this, someone gets really technical, says run that wick, this, that body. This whole cluster is right here. It bottomed out. and then coming back up. So you see when it came right back down, right back into that cluster with that big John Wick ice pick, and then now we're coming right back up. Cluster of shit. That's exactly what it's called, Christoph. Okay, I'll even write it here. See, we are even writing new terms. I'll make a 15-minute tutorial on learning the cluster of shit. See, and then when we get into these calls and I say this is a cluster of shit, you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'll make a webinar coming up on the John Wick ice pick, the cluster of shit, and you guys will understand. We're making our own trading language. I'll keep it in 15 minutes, okay? You'll see. I'll make a thumbnail called the cluster of shit. And the John Wick ice pick. I love it. Okay, so now what's going on? Okay, very nice and bullish. Transacting into this cluster of shit up here, okay? But we got some points of interest. There's bodies, okay, some wicks now. So I'm ready to make maybe a possible red zone right there. Maybe now we've figured out where the neckline is. The shit cluster sounds better. Cluster of shit structure. Yep. The CSS. Need the poop emoji right there in the cluster of shit. Then we got the poop emoji. Yep. There it is. Okay, there's the cluster of shit. The shitty cluster. Okay, so we're doing good. We're learning. See, this is my method of teaching. This is how I teach my kids. I'm going to teach them the cluster of the poop emoji. Okay, now let's get serious. Okay, so we found a resistance. Okay, that big drop, we came up from there and we found something. Okay, so now what we got to do is look at the time, 11:45. Okay, so we know we got a new 15-minute candle that could continue, but also understand that we got a new hourly coming up at noon. Okay, will the noon be the retracement coming back down, or will we just continue driving? Okay, but I haven't had a technical pullback yet. That was just a continuation off of the John Wick. And then the next candle opened bullish ignited, kept driving. There was no pullback. This candle just opened and a slight pullback and continued to drive. Okay, so there's been no real pullback coming back down. That's the problem with being patient and disciplined, is you're going to watch trades just move away from you. But that's the point of trading, is to continue to wait. As I'm waiting, what I keep telling myself is this depth of market is getting stronger with pending buyers. It's getting stronger. The further we diverge away, it's getting stronger. Okay, there's more buyers that want to get in. So that's what keeps me from buying this high, is I understand that it could pull back into here and pick up these buyers and then go back up. And then I can buy at a discounted price as opposed to buying the high. It doesn't guarantee me if I buy in here, I'm going to go into profit. I could buy in here and then it continues to go down. But at least I get a better entry than just buying the high. I get a better entry, and then therefore I can, with that better entry, I can put my stop loss down below a block. Okay, and then let it play out without getting emotionally attached to it, without panicking, without over leveraging, with using proper risk management down there, and let the trade play out. Sometimes, guys, if you need to, zoom out. I know it's fun to trade individual candles. Like sometimes when I'm trading like this. Like right in there, we're watching, okay? But you see, if I'm doing this, I don't see the cluster of shit. I don't see, like, I can barely see the John Wick when you're really zoomed in, when you're doing individual trading like this. So sometimes when in doubt, zoom out. Doesn't matter, even if you're a scalper, okay? Then you look at the bigger picture. Just look back. Everyone, take a step back. Look at me. Look at the camera. See this? Normally when I'm trading, my head is right into the screen. But take a step back for a moment and just look what's going on. It looks, does it not look more clear? We came into the cluster of shit. And like here, this looks like something. This looks like a cluster of shit up here. So when we see clusters of shit, we should recognize it, right? And stretch it into the future, okay? This is another cluster of shit right there, okay? Will it come back into this cluster of shit right over here? And that's the left shoulder, the head, the right cluster of shit, and they pushed it down. Now we're coming right back in there. So at noon, they could, push it right back down. I can't believe I'm saying this. Push it down with talking about a shit emoji. I mean, push the volume down. Different type of education today. Hopefully no one's constipated. Eat your fiber. Stay regular. Flush it. Yes. See, now you guys got the terms. Are they going to flush it? Okay. So you see now we're getting a rejection there, a rejection there, a rejection there. Okay. So now we're seeing something. That is the neckline. Okay. So now we got some sellers active. Going to potentially flush it down or push it down. Okay. How far down? Right. Now let's see what's going on. Okay. So I'm just going to get rid of some of these red lines. Hopefully I don't have alerts on them. Okay, I'm going to keep this one because it's in a zone. It's in the cluster of shit zone. So we're going to leave that one. Now we got a shooting star candle coming down. And you see, guys, look at how easy this is. Look at where the sellers stepped in. Right here. See this red line? It's at those bodies. Body, body, and then that body closed below and used it as resistance. So again, it's now using as resistance, using as resistance. We're still now, now we're barcoding. Blue, black, blue, which could technically come back up and break this high and drive, or they could now start to, we'll see if there's a lower high and pushing it back down. That RSI, see, when it came down into there, it recovered, coming back up. Okay, it's at 41 right now. Krina, so no more barcoding, like in here barcoding, blue, black, blue. Okay, so it came up blue, 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 lower high, pushing it down. Okay, these are big wicks to fill, but it could technically do that. Just waiting, okay. And then if you do engage, like let's say in a sell, just think about this. If it breaks and it's coming down black, 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 just know that you're coming into where there could be buyers. So like if you're in a sell and it's coming down and you're up 30, 40, 50, you're coming in the zone, you're up 60, 70 pips, that's a good time to like take your stop loss and go to a break even. Because if it comes in there, it could come right back up and be a rocket. Okay. But if it comes in there, sometimes that's the double bottom and it will come back up. But there's nothing wrong with going to a stop loss, to a break even, scaling some profit, because there's no guarantee it's going to continue to break down and fill that wick and break the lowest point of the day. I know you want that when you're in a sell, but sometimes you just got to measure from here to there and accept that's your trade. And we're approaching noon in about 6 minutes, okay? So a new hourly candle will be opening, okay? If we look at just, just for education, look at the hourly opens, okay? Look at 11 a.m. Let's see what happened at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. was a big bearish candle, okay? First 5 minutes. Look at 10 a.m. What was 10 a.m.? Okay, was there anything that happened at 10 a.m.? A big bearish candle that came down that got a wick, okay? 9 a.m. Go look at 9 a.m. right over here. 9 a.m. was absolutely nothing. It was in that cluster of shit zone, okay? Go to 8 a.m. Nothing, just a bearish candle, okay? So some are duds and some are big ones. Okay, let's see what noon offers us. Guys, if you learned anything about the cluster of shit or the John Wick, subscribe to the channel. It's part of your education. How do we show the big candle on the right side? It's the SST daily bar indicator. And if you sign up with that plan that we have, the premium plan, the stock and options bootcamp, the one-on-one with myself, and everything, you get the indicators as well. That's what I failed to mention as well. You get the you get the scanner, you get the structure, the support resistance indicator, all of those things. Okay, we're basically giving you guys everything we offer here. Okay, gold RSI, the 5 minute, remember, was deep at 27. Now it's recovered back to 43. 15 minutes at 43. 30 minute RSI is at 44. 1 hour RSI gold is 48. 4 hour 55.50. Okay, so it's just right in that psychological midpoint zone. And NASDAQ is continuing to go. Okay, cut, holding. See where it retraced down? The cut line. Cut line, support. Again, you can cut this candle now, this blue one. How do I know to cut it? Because it produced a new high and it closed above these bodies. So is anyone running this NASDAQ buy from the signals? That was early at 9, right over here at 9:45 a.m. Eastern. This thing could potentially go for 200 pips. Okay, so now we're starting to see blue back down, blue back down, blue and black. So here is the consolidation zone going into noon, right here, guys. Okay, and we figured our neckline. Now we're consolidating. This could be a bull flag and continue to break out. It could be a flag here that wants to continue to push down, and then we could look to buy pullbacks. And all of this is going to potentially happen at noon, okay? So just sometimes when you're not in a trade, take some time to analyze, understand what is really going on the bigger picture, and that will help a little bit, okay? Now look at this, okay? Look at the big black candle. Let's see if it's going to get a big wick coming back up or if it's going to come all the way down. The question is, do you want to buy or sell 3 minutes before noon? Okay, this is where they're coming to grab some liquidity. It could come all the way black down, get a wick and turn up, and then be a bullish open at 12, and then they redistribute it. But at least we know where our 5 minute wall is. That could be potentially a double bottom that protected the lowest point of the day. Right? They didn't break it down. Does it look clear now, the picture? It came down, it came up. Now it's trying to come down. It could just get a wick and come back inside here, do something like this, okay? Or close below here, and then we get that leg pushing down. Or it could just continue to consolidate in here. Okay, that was a push down, higher low, coming right back up. It's going to close in 2 minutes. Justin, NASDAQ is 200 pips away from the all-time high. I know, it's exciting. Tech is really booming. When Donald Trump said, everything is straight, everything is taken care of in Iran, the market loves it. I hope Netflix has good earnings. I got a couple call options on Netflix. They're in the money right now, but a solid earnings from Netflix could really get me. And I got to close those out because they expire this Friday. They were real cheap. They were cheap contracts. I bought 5 of them. So if Nasdaq or not Nasdaq, if Nvidia can have some good earnings tomorrow in the after hours, then probably in the after hours or pre-market Friday, I'm gonna close them out. Okay, so we got 1 more minute, guys. Guys, thank you. 500 viewers. Amazing. I really want to get us on YouTube up to 1,000 viewers. I think we've only done that one time in our history. I think it was during an FOMC call. It was like years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago. It was those My Forex days, My Forex funds. Do you guys remember that prop firm when it first came out, My Forex funds? It was like during COVID, right after COVID, when everyone was at home wanting to learn how to trade. That's when we came on and we were really teaching. I couldn't believe we had 1,000 viewers. I thought it was fake when it happened, but one day we're going to get there. So thank you guys. If you guys can hit the like and subscribe to the channel, it does help. Helps the algorithm, helps push us out to find more traders around the world that really want to learn about the John Wick ice pick and the cluster of shit strategy, all for free. These are strong, strong strategies. Okay, here we go, noon. Okay, so it closed back below there. Now it could be that leg that pushes down, right? So do you want to sell or do you want to buy? That's the question. And then if it comes, again, trades in here, blue, black, it could play that ping pong game in here. We got to either wait for, if it comes up, are you going to buy an impulse breakout or are we going to wait for closing volume? Because it could come back down and maybe we buy down in here. Is anyone in a buy or sell right now? Let's see overall. Is anyone in a buy or sell? What is the majority leaning towards? I'm not saying what you're looking for. I'm saying, is anyone in a trade right now? A buy or sell? Justin, you're done for the day. I like to hear that. Good. Daily goal met. My man. You're in a buy. Okay. So okay, 2 of you guys on YouTube are sells, 2 buys. Uh-oh. I don't like when there's mixed reactions. I like if it's a solid across the board. Okay, I see more buyers. Okay. Karina, you're just for learning here? Good. Karina, then just look at the overall bigger picture. Guys, it's difficult to make sense of all of this, but it's easier when you just kind of consolidate it all and step back and look at the bigger picture, right? Holy Mohammed, you're done for the day with 3.7%. That is really good percentage-wise. Wow. That's like someone's weekly goal, basically, above a weekly goal. If you're aiming for 0.5 per day and you get, that's 2.5 per week and you're at 3.7, Samuel, that's your monthly. I know. That's really good percentages. Now, Mohammed, don't just go and blow that, okay? Be smart about that. You just made, like you're hearing it, someone's monthly wage, someone's weekly wage. You did it in a day. Take a day off tomorrow if you need to. Go over your trades today. What did you do right? Like, take the time to figure this out, because this could help you for months and years down the road to analyze what you did correctly. Don't just jump in tomorrow and give it all back. Okay, be smart about this. When you guys extract that much percentage out of the markets on a daily basis, You got to be very, very, you got to think like a banker. You got to be very smart with this, very calculated. Don't be silly and go throw it all away. Don't go all in on the next impulse buy. Okay? Like, listen to what I'm saying. This is the hardest part that traders don't understand, myself included. I didn't understand that for years. There was days when I was getting 3 to 5% in a day, and then next day I go and lose it all. And then I started to revenge trade after I lost it all. Then I went down negative 5, 10%. Then I blew up all my money and then go back to the drawing board. So I'm trying to teach you guys from my stupid mistakes I did in the past, learn from it. 3.7% is phenomenal. Like, you guys got to understand that percentage, how big it is. You're not going to get 100% in a day. You're not going to get 50% a day. But 3.7, that's up there. You're up there. And someone's going to say, just like in YouTube, baked gaming, I once did 6,000% ROI in a day. Okay. It's like winning the lottery ticket. If I tell you how much I did in an option trade in one day, no one's going to believe me. Okay. But can you consistently do that? Can you get 6,000 return every single day? I'm willing to bet against you. Okay. So guys, we gotta, common sense. I'm super proud of you that you got 6,000%. In one day, but we got to think realistic expectations. Okay, be realistic with the markets. If you want to try your luck, go buy a Powerball ticket, go buy a Lotto Max ticket. They're $5. Go test it out. You win, you're a millionaire. Mohanad, amazing. I see it. 3.77%. Amazing. Good for you, brother. Congratulations. And Mohanad, I know you've been here for a long time with Dave and I, SSD, and everyone in the Discord. We know how hard you've been working at this. So Mohanad, remember from day one when I told you, when you corrected me on your name, I called you Mohammed, and you said, Ron, it's with an N, it's Mohanad, and we corrected you, and look at now how you're trading. I remember you from that day. I know you. I'm like Santa Claus. I know when you guys are over leveraging. I know when you guys are over trading. I know when you guys are trading smart. Guys, the Discord signal is continuing. Like, look at what you can do if you got runners. Cut the bars in half and the bars turn into support. Okay? And look, you could continue to be riding this. Like little runners. I'm saying when I leave a runner, I leave a 20% runner. And 20% runner could go literally up to 200 pips now. Every single bar, look, that big bar, cut in half. This blue bar, cut in half. That blue bar, cut in half. See how it acts as like support. Next blue bar, cut in half. Next blue bar, cut in half. Like the bigger based, volume-based candles. Notice how I didn't cut this one in half. The bigger ones. Okay, you do the same thing on a downtrend if it's coming down. Same thing with black candles. It's a very simple strategy. Okay, now we're getting a breakout. Okay, so this is an impulse breakout. 3 minutes left in this candle. Anything that comes up here is an impulse prior to it closing. Please understand that, guys. Okay, some of you guys are here for education. This is not a confirmed candle. Okay, it just tested the waters up here. It did produce a high and break this. But if we buy that, we have to know that they could reject it back down. So this is the hardest part of trading, is to take this. If you took that impulse, look, put you in drawdown. If you bought there, again, next bar in drawdown. If you bought up there, they pushed you down in drawdown. If you bought that impulse, you're in drawdown right now. Okay, so wait for confirmations. Okay, I know it's so difficult because some days we're going to miss out, and it's like yesterday when we closed the call. It's a massive blue candle breaking out of here. But it's like winning the lottery on that. How many times can you bank on that's going to happen? I can count right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times these impulse buyers are all in drawdown or possibly stopped out if they're over leveraging. because this is not small drawdown. If you bought that wick on the breakout all the way down there, that's a 60 pip wick, or 60 pip candle. Some traders trade with a tight stop loss and they over leverage that. So why don't we just see if a blue bar closes above here? If it does, that doesn't guarantee we're buying, but what it guarantees is that I'm going to change the red zone to a green zone. That's what I can guarantee. And notice how we have not pulled back into here. So please, everybody, place an alert here at this red line. See, I already have an alert there. 47.93. Anywhere from 47.93 up to 47.95. Place an alert here, okay? Because it might be after the call. If gold comes all the way down there, you might get alerted, and then that could trigger another buy opportunity. If it comes down there and it closes, you got the alert and closes below there, it could go red, and then we could be breaking the lowest point of the day, and gold is continuing to drop. We're filling that John Wick ice pick wick. Okay, I like that, the John Wick ice pick. Okay, so if we bought that impulse, yeah, we'll have a stop loss down here, but we're in drawdown, okay? And I haven't taken it, so I'm just watching. I'm not in drawdown. I'm continuing to watch, see what's going on. Kyle, what do we got? SST buy signal for gold? Okay, let's check it out. Okay, this is the AI signal, the Scalper Pro, coming out with a signal at 4805. Okay, so let's look now. This just came out, okay, 11:55. So this has been 15 minutes ago. What is it? 4805. Where's 4805 on our chart? 4805. It's right there. Okay. So if you're in, right? If you're in the money right now. But and now when sometimes the signal comes out, you've already done some analysis. So maybe we still got to wait for above this zone, okay? Unless we want to see it come down black and then we buy that, and then we're could fill these wicks and then break out and we're already in, okay? So let's watch it. Let's keep an eye on it. Okay, so this is where we got a Discord signal at 4805. Okay, so you see it has not came down into there. It came down, it's a shallow pullback, it's got a higher low. So if this holds, we know that the candle can flip blue and fill that wick and drive, okay? So do you like the setup so far? It came up, came back down, higher low, came back up, pulled back. This could be the technical breakout. If that's the impulse you're looking for, then you got to wait for this candle to flip and go, and you can take it. But there's 3.5 minutes still left on it, okay? And then if it drives, where could it go? Maybe back into trade where these bodies are. There's a body, a body, and a body for 810. Okay, but I see that it's a bearish ignited candle. Did anyone pick that up? It's a bearish ignited candle. So it's still holding that ignited head. When it came down, it was coming back up. Then again, it's still bearish ignited. It's a hanging man candle, came back down. Now it could potentially flip. This happened to me yesterday. I took a buy at this similar situation. It was a pullback wick. Yeah, that's when I bought yesterday, and then it put me in drawdown. So I'm not going to do that again today. You guys are welcome to, but I'm not. I'm going to wait for physical blue volume to close above. It didn't come down to the 4805 signal. Okay, because yesterday I got caught. I took a very similar setup. It was a big liquidity grab candle that came down deeper than this, and then it flipped and it had short wicks. And I took that impulse buy, and then it put me in drawdown. So I don't want to do that again. Emmanuel, is that candle an example of spiking liquidity? Which one? This one? The one that we're on, this 5-minute candle, Emmanuel, 1210? Or were you speaking about another one? Emmanuel? If it's this candle you're talking about, no, it didn't spike any liquidity. Bottom candle. Oh, bottom. Yeah, yes. That's the John Wick ice pick. That's the one, right? Because all of the, like, there was so much pending orders under this cluster of shit zone, right? And those orders were protecting the lowest point of the day. And you see how it came down there, big black candle, and it reversed. Emmanuel, I don't know if you were on the call with us, but what I said was to measure when you see one of those type of wicks, what you just recognized, measure it from the bottom to where it closes. We measured about 80 pips, that wick, the rejection. So what you can do is you place it on the next candle, if it's kind of like a bullish ignited candle, which this one technically was, and then you can see it advanced and filled that liquidity it grabbed, 80 points, 80 pips, and redistributed it. That's what I use for scalping 1 minute candles. When I see that on a 1 minute candle, and then I measure it and I buy the bullish ignited continuation 1 minute candle, then I know exactly how much profit I'm looking for or where to take my stop loss break even and scale out. But yeah, that is a perfect example of that wick, of that candle. Excellent. Yeah, good question. Excellent. Okay, guys, so we are getting another impulse breakout. This candle is impulsively breaking out. You see, it still hasn't closed, 30 seconds. So it came down, it's impulsively. Now what we're gonna do is we're looking for confirmation. Okay, so we traded again right to that red line where there's body, resistance. There's resistance pushing it down. Now let's see the final close. And if it closes like this, I'm going to change the red box to a green box. And all it's telling me is now that resistance now momentarily can be support. Okay, so here now, will it come back down and retest this? We're looking for an SST buy signal. You could be already in. Remember, this came out at 11:55, so you might be already in. Kyle just told me about it just 5 minutes ago. Okay, so see how it came in the green zone and back up. Now, do you want to buy that? It already retested. Okay, I'm going to buy it. It retested. Okay, it retested. It came in, it retested. I'm in a buy. Looking to continue to fill that wick and drive into the cluster of shit zone. Oh man, that was a nasty rejection. And stop loss. I'm not placing my stop loss all the way down here. Okay, you can if you want. I'm not. I'm going to place my stop loss just below our signal right there. It's probably going to stop me out. See, I took the quick retest and should have waited for the signal. I'm out. Got stopped out of that. So I got to look for a better position. And you see what happened there? I waited for the body to close. It opened. It went up. Came, retested, got that quick wick, was filling blue. I took the buy and I'm stopped out. Okay. Now it's hitting the signal. So I'm going to wait. And see the problem with that is, well, traders say you wait for volume to close above structure and then you buy the retest. I just did that. Okay. And you see the result of it. I got stopped out. So I'm telling you, even if you wait for a closed candle and a retest, it's not 100% guaranteed. Okay. But what I just did was I just controlled my stop loss, took the loss and got to regroup. Okay. Now it hit the signal now. Okay. I should have waited down there. Man. Okay. I just got to fix this. So let that be a lesson, please, for everyone. Just because a candle closes and retests, there's not guaranteed success, okay? Because I think some traders think that if you just wait for a body to close and you get your retest, it's 100% guaranteed. Yeah, guys, don't spam. Stop spamming. There was news. Yeah, sometimes news happens. Krina, what do we got? The Kremlin. Russia is not involved in the conflict raging over Iran, and this is not our war. Iran to decide whether to hold a new round of U.S. talks after internal review of Pakistani delegation meeting from Press TV. Yeah, it happens. There could be news. Okay, it's fine. Okay, but still holding. Okay, so if we're in on the signal, we're in. Like you're in. Okay, I could re-enter. I'm gonna wait for this candle to close. 1 minute. So it came up, came back down, inside here again. Just gonna wait for this volume to close. Still, if it holds above the green zone, still green. If it closes black below it, I'm just gonna change that green to red again. Okay, I go with the volume. I go with the volume and I go with the zones. The reason why I went in a buy on that, the volume closed above and it retested and got that wick. I went in a buy. And then I just protected my stop. I didn't want it to come all the way down there. Maybe my stop was too tight. It was just right below the signal. Now we got to get ready to watch where this thing can close. Oh, here's the Kremlin. Russia is not involved in the conflict raging over Iran. Okay, so it's coming out right here. Yeah, that was right at 12:09 during that candle. Okay, so it's barcoding blue, black, blue, still holding the green zone. It could be now the bull flag to ready building to fill those wicks and get out of here. So if I take one more trade, guys, one more on this call, and then that's it. And then I got to be done at 1 p.m. on here. I got to go change my winter tires to spring tires. Okay, I'm going to buy. This is my final trade. It tapped the signal, the SST signal. It's still above here. This one, I'm going to give it room to breathe, okay? So I'm going to now place my stop loss below there, the wick. I'm going to give the reward. So if it comes back down here, yeah, it's a lot of drawdown, I understand. But then my reward will be to get it back into the red zone and trade into 50% into here, okay? So I'm back in a buy. I liked how it tapped the SST signal down there. And looking now to fill these wicks, drive, close. Same thing that it did over here. It's got to do over here. But there's a rejection, 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 rejection. So it's going to take a lot of volume to get us through here. Oh, shit. Okay, so if it can get up to that bottom of the red zone, it could be running 100 pips up there. To 48.20, let's see if we can get it. And we've got that big traffic jam over there. Like, can we trade back into that traffic jam? And then at 200 EMA is there at 48.13. So if it comes up there, could pull back. Maybe we could create some support off of this red line if we can close above there. And then 48.10 is our support to take us back up to 48.13 and then drive. But before we get up there, we've got a lot of work to do at this 48.10 resistance. Justin, have a good day, man. Take care. Oh man, I hate to see three equal tops at 4810.50 cents. Anytime I'm in a buy and I see equal highs and now three of them, I know the sellers are there holding it down. Same with when I'm selling and I see equal lows, three of them, man. So they've established a wall up there at 4810.50 cents. Okay, so following those three equal highs, push down, next candle open bearish, ignited, push back into our green zone, caught a wick. So we got to see if we can continue to fill those wicks and get out of there. Otherwise, they're going to push it back down. There is some news coming out of the Israeli army. We expect an increase in gunfire from Lebanon within hours. Hezbollah source, Iran saw it along with the parties sponsoring the Islamabad negotiations. So I don't think there's, with these things coming out, there's no peace negotiations or a stop in war. Things are escalating. And then in the next 5 minutes, we're getting a new 30-minute candle opening the market. So this 30-minute candle has been bullish following the big drop we had. So if we can close strong on this 30-minute candle, maybe we'll get one more to drive up to that 30-minute point of interest, 48.15, and to continue to build. So we're kind of like in a double bottom on the 30 minutes where it came down, the one bottom right there, the whole leg up there, came back down. That big spike that they grabbed, but if you look at the bodies, still holding. So we got that kind of second leg coming up. But I don't know if it will just do this, right? It's got to go levels. So we got to build, pull back, build. That's why those 5-minute candles got to get above that 48.10. These equal highs. A candle like yesterday would be fantastic. When we closed up the session yesterday, that massive blue candle that just broke out of there. Man, if we can have that same type of candle. "15 minutes about to flip bullish." Yeah, we're getting back up there. It's a bullish pin bar, but that 48.10 is stubborn. We got a new 30-minute candle in 2 minutes. And so if we've got multi rejections, expect a black candle to potentially come down. That's a good push. We broke through those three equal highs. We've created a new higher high. If we can push with this candle, maybe it might be a structural candle closing above here. That's a 100% candle. We're going to cut in half and figure out point of control in case there's a slight pullback and then it continues to drive. So that's a good bar. But remember, it's how it closes. It's how it closes. I know it looks real good right now, but we still have 90 seconds to go. Okay. So we've respected our zone. The buy signal was the better opportunity, the 48.05. Okay. And it's running 70 pips from the signal, but we got to watch closing price here. We don't want to get rejected and come back down into this consolidation. We really want to close with a little bit of blue volume above here. One more minute to go. 15-minute candle has flipped nicely now. So maybe we can ride some momentum into the next 15-minute candle, which is starting a 30-minute candle as well. Okay, so if it closes above all this structure, again, I'm going to repeat, guys. We're going to figure out 50% and the point of control. So it got rejected. Where will it close now? If we can close with blue volume, this red line was resistance, can temporarily turn into support. We've created a new higher high. We got to create new highs in order to continue to go up. Those three equal highs were, they were there. We broke for a new high, but still it could pull back down. Okay, here's close. Okay, so it wasn't a big structural candle like closing near the high. It's still okay, but now it could use the red line as support. Remember, it was resistance, the 48.10. Let's see if we can use it initially right now for our new 30-minute candle, new 15, as support to continue to drive. But if it pulls back, remember, we still have this green zone active. Maybe we can get a higher low at around 48.0908 to continue to build. But it's momentarily holding the support of the red line, 4810.50. Doesn't have a rather long wick to fill. It could still fill that, but we have that 200 EMA purple line right there. Okay. Normally the 200 EMA is like a big cloud. That is the big resistance that holds everything down. But let's see if we get some momentum to break that. Not there. So now we're coming into approximately 50% of that bullish candle. Let's see if we can hold 50% of it. Around 48.09. It's these momentum shifts, 30 minutes, 1 hour. It's the shift of volume. It happens. But we just got to continue to stay with it, see how it builds, higher low. But notice when that candle opened, it didn't fill that wick for a new higher high. So it's a lower high, and now they're pushing it back down. So we got to rely on our depth of market below us to see if the pending orders are there to pick this push down, if they pick it up, and to reverse it back up. Okay, so this 15-minute candle opened up bearish. You can see it on the 5 coming down. Can we regain some support back in here? Okay, so there's good initial wick down there, but it's how the body closes. Okay, can we push it back up above that red line and build flag it, and then drive? Or is this bearish volume going to continue to offer and come back down? So it's still in this consolidated zone, still building. Why am I in a buy? Because I'm in a buy. Why? Why are the questions? That's life. Why? The whys of life. I don't know why I'm in a buy. I just guessed. It's either you buy or sell. I just took a guess. Sometimes you guess and you get lucky. Yeah, we flipped a quarter. Heads or tails? Heads is buy, tails is sell. No matter what you do in life, guys, everyone is going to question why. There's always going to be that person. Why are you doing this? Why did you buy that car? Why did you buy this? Why did you do that? Why did you buy? Why did you sell? Why? Who gives a shit what other people say? You don't pay my bills. You don't do nothing for me. Your opinion means fuck all to me. Why? I don't ask you guys why every day. Just we got a SST signal. We got volume closing above. We bought. That's why. See, that's how signals work. You guys want signals? It came out 11:55 4805. That's why. Why? It's not up to here yet. Maybe that's why there's an issue. But shit happens. That's why we place a stop loss in the market. If it doesn't go up here, we have a stop loss. If it goes up here, we make money. Then the sellers, then why were you selling? Why? If you don't like the channel, why are you here? If you don't like this, why are you here? Right? I can talk stupid with you guys too. Why is Donald Trump orange? Yes, that's a good question. Why is Donald Trump orange? Why? Does anybody know why Donald Trump is orange? Why is he orange? What is that? Like, isn't there a different type of suntan lotion you can put on your face or something that you don't look like an orange? Why is this consolidating? Why is this barcoding? Why are we not producing highs? Why do we have higher lows? Why are we in this range? Why? All we need is a nice little fill and a pop, and then start to reduce some risk. But that 200 EMA is, why is that 200 EMA there? Why? Now that we're talking about the whys of life, why is this 200 EMA here? We got it, but guys, let's get focused here to all the whys. Okay, we got to produce a new high. Okay, we got to get up there. We've got higher low. Okay, our bottom of the depth of market is being respected. Okay, there's nothing we can do. It's still creating higher lows, but we're failing to make higher highs now. So then that's when we get in a market of just sideways, going up, down. And then the more we can't break that high, more sellers will start offering to push it down to create new lows. Why does the market do that? Why? But that's how the market moves. But why though? That's the question. but why? You guys are jokes. See, we can be silly, but when there's an idiot that comes on YouTube, I'm sorry, we put him in his place. Why? Why does Ron have such nice hair? Why? Why? Oh, why does Ron have to go take his winter tires and put the spring tires on? Why? Why does Ron live in Canada? Why? You guys are somewhere nice, hot, and beautiful. And us, do you guys know that we had tornado warnings last night? Ottawa had an earthquake. We had winds of 100 kilometers an hour last night. I thought the house was going to fall apart. Why? Why does nature do that? Why is there a shooting star candle coming down now? So that nasty 200 EMA is the wall up there. Okay, so you can use that as a point of interest, bring it down to the bodies. So that's what we're having difficulty breaking above, 48.13 to 48.11. Okay, so I'm just going to clean this chart up. It looks very, very disorganized here. But the green zone is holding up well so far. Remember, it was red, closing blue volume. We converted it to green, so showing buyers are here. Okay. They have not produced a new higher high. Okay. So that's why we're not going up here right now. So yes, we do have buyers here still holding, but we got to get it right back in consolidating in here, because as we come up, if it gets rejected back down, then we can fail to lose this zone, then it will come even further down and draw down, okay? So that's a way how, if you want to manage your risk, when you start to see something like this, if you don't like the way how it's developing, you can take your stop loss and start reducing it if you like. See that? That was another big rejection pushing down. So if we lose this bullish pin bar, then unfortunately it's going to turn into shooting star. And then you can literally see what's going to happen. It's going to fill this wick and then start to drop down into here. So do you want to encounter more drawdown? That's up to you, okay? You don't have to keep a hard stop in the market. You can go with the flow of the volume if you like. See, it got rejected. Shooting star coming down, going to fill that. New low. Okay, so I'm in drawdown. And then now it's coming to officially retest down into here. Okay. Remember, guys, if you're really patiently waiting for a solid buy, 47.93 down in here. That's what started this entire move. Some of you guys might be patiently waiting down there. I went with the signal here, and it's in drawdown. But we got to see now what happens here. Will it pick up a higher low, come back up? Will it build all of this? Will it pick up these orders? If it closes black below the green zone, same thing I do. I change the green zone to red zone. Then I know what the buyers have to get above, and then I know where the sellers are. but we still have 1 minute, 45 seconds to go. The candle's not closed. Samuel, closing the stop loss tighter because of the negative. Yeah, I understand. I would be doing it too, but this one I decided just leaving it live now. But yeah, I should have been reducing the stop loss. When I saw it come down like a shooting star, I should have been tapped out right there. But I'm leaving it. Let it play out, see what happens. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Sometimes you got to stay in the trade to see what's going on. Sometimes in profit, you got to figure out what's going on. Sometimes in drawdown, you got to figure out what's going on. But all I know is if it comes all the way down there and stops me out, my account is not blown. I haven't lost a 5% loss, 3% loss, 0.25%, well within my risk. I can still go on with my day and look for another trade later on, and hopefully, or tomorrow or the next day, and get back where I gotta go. But sometimes you gotta trade in drawdown. So you can see the bigger double bottom will be down there. So officially, that's why sometimes if you just let the volume do its thing, you can see the bigger neckline is right there. Right here, this 4810, that was that red line where I had the body, that those triple wicks. It did come up, but to that 200 EMA. So right around here, 48, 10, 11 is the big resistance. And now it's got that leg coming back down. Not everything goes up forever, pulling back. Will it come fill this wick and lose all of this higher low, higher low, higher low? If you get down there, that would be a proper double bottom buy to come down there and go back up. And then that's your wall that you're trying to still break. So for this one, I'm going to eliminate this one. We can be more concerned about this big red one and if it can continue to build up. Okay. Right now, still, it's got a higher low and a higher low. There's buyers being active, but again, they got to close, engulf some bodies, close above, build this red line as support again to continue to take us back up to there. So sometimes when you're in drawdown, you can also watch how it builds in drawdown without getting emotionally attached, without panicking. Okay. You still got to watch. Well, I don't know if some traders, if they watch when they're still in a trade or if they just buy, put their stop loss and walk away. That's fine if you do that. There's other traders that still watch. You know, when you're watching, you're learning as well. So you're seeing what it's doing. So far, there is a higher low being built above the screen zone. It did come back up, but they're pushing it right back down. So you can see that this selling pressure is coming from the new 30-minute candle. The 30-minute candle is what killed all of our momentum. Look at it. We were coming up very, very nicely. And in the new 30-minute candle, just killed all of that buying momentum. So now we got to see maybe if I'm still live in this trade going into 1 p.m., if a new 30-minute can build some momentum coming back up. Or if we're just barcoding here, blue, black, maybe next candle will be blue. Maybe if it comes down black, 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 like I said, you should have an alert, maybe 47.93 down in there. And there's more news coming out. Channel 12 quoted an Israeli official. U.S. envoy Witkoff proposed a ceasefire in Lebanon for a week, but Israel insisted on separating the Lebanese and Iranian fronts. Okay, so doesn't look like we're having a ceasefire or peace in the Middle East anytime soon. Looks like war is continuing to escalate. It's what the warmongers want. That's how they make money. Industrial military complex enjoys that. They enjoy war. That's how they make money. Look at defense stocks for war. Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, General Dynamics, Boeing. Those are your defense contractors. There's other notable ones, but those are the big names. Okay, so it's retesting off of the 4805, the signal, right? It was moved up, okay, closed above it again. So maybe 4805 momentarily can be some short-term support in order to get us back up to build our way back up. But again, we don't have higher highs, right? It just blew right back equal, back down. So we got to continue to push for higher highs, because when we get new higher highs, then the depth of market below us will start to build. So if it comes down, it will pick up those pending buyers and go up. If we can't build higher highs, then the opposite happens with offers. Then more sellers start offering at these positions to push this down to go so they can bid it down lower, right? So it's exact opposite from buying and selling, same thing. We're seeing who can develop the depth of market stronger, the buyers or the sellers. In this situation, this 30-minute leg that's coming down at 12:30, the sellers are in full control. They've got lower highs, and then that's the lowest point they got to. Now it's filling back down to fill these wicks and continue to drop down. So the bigger orders are situated in here, because this is what started the big move leg up right after that big wick that came down at 11:30 and pushed it up. So if it comes back down in here, if you're still on the sidelines, better entry buys will be here. Or if it doesn't get down here and it's protected with high low, I would say about 50% of that candle. Okay, like right there, 4797. Ron, can I tell when market cycles change? When you see securities like flip their sentiment, like gold, if gold was to go really, like I'm talking on the weekly, monthly, like if gold starts dropping down to 4,000, 3,500, 3,000, then what is happening? Why is gold suddenly dropping so much? And if gold is selling off, that could tell some market sentiment as to what other sector is moving bullish. Why would gold be dropping? And then you look what's moving bullish, and then there could be a sector rotation. Same with the stock market. The stock market is trading at all-time highs. Nasdaq is right at all-time highs. If we ever saw Nasdaq or stock markets plummeting, then that could shift. Why is the stock markets selling off? What could be happening around the world? What is going on? Where's this money moving now? There's seasonality cycles that they have. Right now, we're in a very volatile market conditions for all securities. Very volatile. That's why I try to tell you guys as much as possible, reduce your risk when you're trading. Some of you guys will understand, others don't. I saw some of you guys on the call, you guys are using 0.25% for your daily. That's 0.5, that's good. You're well within risk. But there's other traders that are trading 5, 10, 15% risk every day. I'm telling you, one mistake, you're gonna lose a majority of your account, and it won't be good. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna stop this. I'm gonna just close this trade, take the loss. And guys, I'm gonna end the call. I got some things to do. I gotta go change the winter tires. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm just gonna end this right here. I'm gonna close this trade out, take the loss, and come back tomorrow. Okay, guys. Wish everyone a great day today. I'm out of this. I just closed it out. Don't have time to go through this anymore. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, guys.